It was a team fight AOE comp na may persistent dance. We couldn't have done anything like in a bursty fight. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Filipino Free Thinkers podcast. It's also a video. I am Red,
Yeah, I'm Mark.
Frank.
and today we're talking about two of our most favorite things to poop on: Duterte and the Catholic Church.
Oh, which is better to poop on?
I have
I don't
Okay.
know.
I have
Yeah.
such mixed feelings on this.
Flavor of the year is Duterte for sure.
Okay,
It
so
is.
start by reading this if you want some context, because they raise some good points. The Catholic Church has been subdued when it comes to criticizing someone who is probably the most anti-life element in recent years.
Yeah,
You know,
if there was
Yes.
if there's anyone on Team Patay, like this guy is the leader.
yeah. Have you seen the Team Patay tarps?
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's Duterte and his henchmen, like on the plastered on the walls in Bacolod. Have you seen those?
I,
Have you
I,
seen
didn't, I
those?
didn't see
Those
it when I
are-
was there.
No, there
because
are none.
there are none.
Okay, akala ko
Sometimes you
wala.
haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Of course, okay.
That is the true Team Patay.
Yes.
They started out, I don't know, in the Davao Death
Yeah.
Squad.
I think Team Patay is like not necessarily just the actual people who do the killing, like everyone on his side.
Oh,
Yes.
the 16 million.
The 16 million. Well, there are some of those 16 million who don't believe, like, for some reason, don't believe
Yeah.
he's actually responsible
Even
for
now.
any. There are some who still believe he doesn't actually.
Even now.
Yeah, but there are those who do, who think it's okay.
And-
People, they are Team Patay.
Are you part of Team Patay? Are you a proud wearer and not an ironic wearer of this wristband? Yeah. So the Catholic Church, surprisingly, is divided. It means that a significant part of it is part of Team Patay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. They're either okay with it, or they actually want it, or they just not want to say anything about it because it will get them to lose members.
Yeah. So when Duterte came out with this very strong position against the Catholic Church and supporting the RH law, I was ambivalent. You know, like, okay, on one hand, you have this strong leader with more political will than Pinoy even to push for the RH law without reservations and not caring about that political capital that he will lose by opposing the Catholic Church. That was awesome. But on the other hand, there's this guy who just kills people
Yeah.
and has innocent people killed. In his recent interview, you know, you have all of these people saying that he's not guilty for it, he's not part of the DDS, he himself says it, you know.
Or that he's not even promoting it when he says,
When-
"Go ahead and kill
Kill
your
people.
family members."
Yeah.
He will protect you.
Okay, but the most recent one, at least according to this article, is a speech he made in Zamboanga where he said, if I stop saying what I say, and which is causing, you know, he's
Causing
referring to the 3,600 deaths, then the next generation would be lost. So he's sort of apologizing and justifying his message of it being okay to kill all of these people, you know, for this killing spree to continue. So fuck you guys for saying that it's not Duterte's fault.
Yeah.
It so obviously is. You have to be missing like a significant part of your brain to even think that he's not supporting that.
Yeah.
At the very least, with his soft pronouncements.
That's some ridiculous gymnastics you're doing to be able to spin something the guy is saying outright
Yeah.
into the opposite. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Major spin there, Orwellian levels. But anyway, rewind. The Catholic Church, when it was fighting the RH law, they were the most gung ho. You know, like it will, the world will end.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Save
If the
humanity.
RH law passes, the Philippines will be in trouble. I don't know how the passage of the RH law and Duterte being elected. I think that's the real trouble happening
Oh,
here.
yeah, that's what happened.
It did happen. Yeah, RH law passed, and then
And
yeah,
then it's the end of the world.
yeah, it follows. RH law passes. Duterte, you know, that's a slippery
Oh my
slope.
God.
But anyway,
It's our
they-
fault. It's our fault.
they were so noisy opposing the RH law. You know, you're anti-life if you support the RH law. This is the worst thing that can ever happen. But here, 3,600 people have actually died. Not theoretical lives, you know, not embryos or fetuses or zygotes or even ideas, you know, not clumps of cells. Actual living human beings, adult human beings who have families.
Yeah.
Who some of those members will likely die because the parents who support them are no longer there, or they will probably be forced into that line of work again,
Yeah.
which will lead into their eventual deaths because Duterte will kill them, of course. So the cycle of killings is here. It's happening, and where are the pro-lifers? Pro-lifers! Where are you? We miss you. Actually, not really, because you don't really mean what you
But
mean.
actually, be a pro-lifer. Like, if you are pro-life, I know. I just had this conversation.
We are
recently.
pro-life. We are the true pro-life.
Like, I had this conversation recently
Yeah.
with a person who was pro-life and pro-Duterte,
Whoa.
and like very Catholic.
Oxymoronic, yeah.
But things with the same logic as Pacquiao when the Pacquiao statement came out, like with disciplining disciplining
Because it's in the
children,
Bible?
compared it- like no, he compared it with the punishment he's been given as a kid. So he
Justified.
equated
Yeah.
murder with being spanked as a kid.
What?
So,
Yeah.
but have
'Cause he
I've had
dies
this-
every time
Yeah,
when he
I've had this
sits on the
conversation
butt,
with
yeah.
an actual adult parent. So there are exceptions, like case to case basis is what they said, and so like you're pro life, and then you're like thou shalt not kill, but on a case to case basis. Like it doesn't make sense. I mean, if you're gonna be one thing, be not hypocritical at least in that one thing, and if you're gonna be pro life, be pro life the entire way.
Okay.
You need to find consistency in what you say.
So the Catholic Church, for sure, is not consistent. Like they were breaking the one thing they should not be doing, like actually campaigning against people, and they did it for for pro RH people.
Yeah.
Have not once seen a poster or a post from the Catholic CBCP website. Don't vote for Duterte. He kills people. He promotes killing. None. I haven't seen anything.
Nope. And on like actually, you have someone like Father Taboro of Davao saying the killings are not so bad because it's doing a lot of help. Like it is ending the drug problem. Why are you complaining about all of these killings, Father Taboro?
He
right?
basically said, "Yeah, we killed this amount of people, but we've saved hundreds." As if that actually makes any
Yeah,
difference.
so the Catholic Church is against that double principle. You know, you can't do an abortion if you can't use an excuse that you're saving the life of the mother when you're actually still killing a life.
Yeah.
And
The
again,
Catholic Church used that argument and uses that argument against abortion, against the RH law. But here's Duterte, and here's Tabora making such justifications.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the inconsistency.
And
Yeah.
and I find it awkward actually that he's actually a Jesuit priest. So where is the liberation theology in what he said?
Jesuit priest in Davao, quite different, I suppose.
Yes, quite different from every other Jesuit priest I have ever met. in my Jesuit
Okay, he might not be alone. There may be many Jesuit priests who do
Yeah.
support Duterte, but certainly the inconsistency is just so obvious. You have someone from the CBCP saying that you can't blame the Catholic Church for being subdued, for not being so noisy, because they don't want to alienate their followers,
Yeah.
right? But what did they do with the RH law?
Yeah.
Like 80% survey after survey was saying that most Catholics, even more than the general population, even in higher percentages, wanted the RH law.
That's really
needed
weird.
it.
And the Catholic Church still held on to its strong anti-RH position. Now you have someone like Duterte, and 76% is the recent I
Now?
think.
Did it
the
go down from
trust-
91?
Trust rating.
Uh,
It went down a bit, yeah. It's still very high, but it
76, yes.
it has gone down. So 76%. It's lower than the numbers which supported the RH law.
Yeah.
And the Catholic Church is suddenly afraid to speak out against this. I think it betrays the importance they put on political power as well, because they have so little of it now.
Yeah, they're at their weakest actually. If it's something
They're at their weakest. They're at their weakest. They just lost the RH law. You have this president who's more than willing to say
and calls
stuff
them
like,
out.
yeah, when Pinoy said, I am willing to be excommunicated. Excommunicate me. I support the RH law. Anyway, I'm the president of more than just Filipino Catholics. I'm a president of all Filipinos. Whoa, that was huge. And then you have Duterte saying, putang ina nyo. Putang ina nyo, Catholic Church. Putang ina mo, Pope.
France.
Yeah.
And he says like stuff like he was raped and
By
you
a,
know,
by a
and-
priest.
and he makes the most philosophical arguments, baiting out all of the theodicies for, the
Problems in the logic.
yeah, where is God when these
Yeah.
kids are being raped? There
It's
it
also
is.
weird because he recently just also gave a headline or sort of like a headline speech where he said God wanted me to become president.
Oh
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
saying that.
Well, I don't know. It's a different.
It's a different
It's the
article.
Kiboloy God.
Yes.
Or-
Holy God.
Yeah, yeah. Of
Yeah.
course, there
The
are
thing
good.
about Duterte is he like a lot of people have grievances against the Catholic Church. Even like the Christians in the country who are not Catholic anymore have some beef against the Catholic Church, and now it's been personified in Duterte, who they already have an affinity to. So when this outright anger against the Catholic Church comes out, they're gonna jump on it. But it's the wrong representation of the
Sure.
anger
No,
against the Catholic Church.
it's-
You're
yeah.
just supporting it because he's already on your side.
Yeah.
And when people have been going against the Catholic Church, what they've been quiet.
Oh, also, so we're the hipsters now.
Yeah, we were we,
Like-
we were
We were there before
first.
you-
We've been against the Catholic Church since before Duterte was born. Maybe not. Maybe
But,
a
yeah,
bit
like-
later than that.
But like you said, let's not burn churches.
let's not burn churches. Like, we don't have to be violent against the Catholic Church in the way that Duterte is suggesting. You know, we haven't been that crass. One good thing that's come out of this is there's a counterpoint now. Okay, here's Duterte criticizing the Catholic Church. Look at how we have criticized the Catholic Church, the measured and logical, I hope, ways that we have been doing it, and then compare. And then one more thing that I'd like to compare is our support for the RH law, which has been there since Duterte was born, or maybe not, maybe a bit, maybe
Before the RH bill was
maybe-
there, we've
yeah.
supported the RH bill.
not okay. To be fair, 2009. Let's just put it at 2009. And Duterte was born what? 1800. I don't know.
1800s.
So compare how we support the RH law to how Duterte supports the RH law, because here's the important part of it. Here's the important part. We come from a human rights perspective. That's where we're coming from. Duterte is actually the straw man that
Yeah,
the CBCP
yes.
has been talking about. You know, this person, this mythical person before. I mean, now it's personified. It's an actual thing. Who only really cares about like stuff like GDP, stuff like the wealth of the nation. You know, practical stuff, and isn't coming from a human rights position. Maybe if there is a human rights position, it's quite, I don't know, practical, you know, but it's not really. It's every human's right to decide the size of their families,
Yes.
to choose how they live. No, Duterte is just being very practical about it, you know, because Duterte is allergic to human rights, right? He's you know, he said that or expressed such ideas, such sentiments for so many.
Yeah, he wants to scrap the human rights.
Didn't say like
Commission.
ignore the people who talk about human rights. That's basically us. You shouldn't be watching this.
Yeah. So you know, it's a cool thing that the president now supports RH law, and we will milk that for all it's worth, while still criticizing the stuff that needs to be criticized. But just pay attention to how he supports the RH law, because it's kind of like, you know, a broken clock being right at least twice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's Duterte. Like, he'll be right about some things, but where he's coming from to get to those right conclusions are very doubtful. Especially when they're human rights issues like the RH law.
Yeah, but I think the Catholic Church will not do anything different. They're doing. I mean, they're speaking out against Duterte, or they're not speaking out against Duterte outright. They're not going to change that because they're using their most effective weapon, which is being quiet about things that could get them in trouble. Like whenever there's an actual question, like does the Catholic Church believe in this? Can you be clear about it? No, they're going to obfuscate as much as they can, so that people on both sides will be on their side. And that's
Yeah.
what they're doing now. As much as possible, they don't want to ruffle Duterte's feathers
Yeah.
because they know he's going to go straight at them if they do.
When the Catholic Church was very critical of the GMA administration, I emphasize GMA because it's happening all over again. It might as well be GMA up
This
there.
is basically GMA too.
Yeah,
But
so-
with more murder. With
With-
twice the murder.
That's the murder because, you know, with balls. Yeah, there are, you know, the balls have, you know, killing. Anyway, GMA too, because back then when the GMA government was criticized by the Catholic Church, you know, all of this cheating, all of this corruption, you should step down and stuff like that. We discovered through the WikiLeaks and you know, like more supporting evidence, supporting stuff, that there was a deal in the back room that if the Catholic Church stopped criticizing GMA, then GMA would not be supportive of the RH law. Look it up. Like there were WikiLeaks with communications to this effect, right? And what else was there? There was the SUVs that were given to certain bishops.
Yeah.
She made statements like, "There are many ways to skin a cat, but I will use the Roman Catholic way every time." And fast forward, GMA presidency did not really support the
Yeah.
RH law in exchange for the
Yeah.
yeah, so the Catholic Church does deal in political power. Duterte right now has a lot of it, and they do not want to risk theirs going up against
Yeah.
the stronger political power.
Yeah.
So that's the TLDR of it. But the point that we have tried to emphasize here is, where are the pro-lifers?
Yeah.
Where's this pro-life messaging
Yes.
of yours? Like one consolation prize that we'll take away from this Duterte popularity is it reveals the Catholic Church hierarchy, because there are many good Catholics who are against Duterte. But the Catholic Church hierarchy, the CBCP, is not
It's not monolithic.
walking
Yeah.
their talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not pro-lifing the way they
You don't have.
Yeah, I think what people need to be more than pro-life is be pro-living. The people who are actually alive, like before the people, not the life concept.
Yeah.
Like the being pro-life while ignoring the living. Like you want an embryo to be born and then afterwards fuck him. Like I mean let life take him.
That's a different
Not literal,
in the
not literally.
sense of the church. You have to be
Yeah.
clear about these
Yeah,
things. Like
before
fuck the
people-
embryo. Okay, yeah.
Before the people who are living, when this embryo as he grows up to be a drug addict or a drug seller or whatever.
Allegedly.
Like allegedly, I mean, or a bystander. Like
Yeah.
protect the rights or speak up at the very least for the rights of the people, of all the living people.
So now we know that there is a criteria. So be pro-life as long as that life is not yet a sinner.
Yes.
Yeah, not yet. We have there's a saying against these pro-lifers that they're not really pro-life. They're pro-birth.
Yeah.
They just want stuff to be born. They want just more babies and more of the right babies, of course. Thank you for watching this episode. If you have comments, please make them, and we will discuss this at our next meetup. Details of that on our website, social media sites. Please like, share, subscribe, donate, and on behalf of Mark, Frank, Garrick, our analyst desk, and our millions of staff, see you next week and keep pro-lifing.
Pro-lifing.